Hey guys, it's Joe here, and here we are to learn about the captain of Palatina's Guard, Pitt. Just to note, this is my opinions and the opinions of other people who have written guides. Sorry if I give any false information, and if I happen to do that or give any false wording, just tell me down in the comments below and show that I am not the best around. And let's hope nobody gets me down. And thank you guys for watching. Pitt first appeared in the 1986 Kid Icarus for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Recently, Sakurai has been reviving the system with Kid Icarus Uprising. In Smash, Pitt is a pretty well-rounded character with answers to almost all situations because of his spammability with his bow, his ability to take place with his aerials, and his high knockback with his side smash. Pitt is a really general and overall character. He doesn't really excel at much, but he isn't too bad at anything either. He offers a large selection of options from a reflector to projectile to lingering hitboxes to a tip. He has it all, but that has its downsides. Being a jack of all trades makes it so nothing about him is exceptional, but don't let that get you down. Pitt is a great person to main because he has decent matchups versus most characters also. He has a great recovery and good grabs. If you want a character who can do it all, I would recommend Pitt. This is Pitt's main counterattack. After Pitt has been hit in the shield, you can run and press down on the C stick. If you do immediately, it will throw out a huge slash that can lead into some nice combos. This move has a lot of damage, doing 11% and knock back into some combos. One problem about this move is that it has quite a bit of ending lag, so if per se your opponent may shield, you'll get punished like stealing ice cream from a baby. This is like many of the other jab combos in the game, a multi-hit jab combo. With this combo you can either hit 3 times doing 2, 2, and 5%, or you can just press A rapidly doing 1% for each hit and 2% for the finisher. This is a fast jab attack that has a pretty big hitbox. Most likely you'll be using this to cover rolls or just as an out of shield option. This may lead into an early combo, but late into the game it has too much knockback to combo at all. Pitt's 3-hit combos. It does 2, 3, and 5 damage accordingly, and can be useful on stages with platforms. Other than that, it doesn't have way too many uses. When you could use this move, you should usually just go for up smash because it inflicts more damage and takes about the same amount of time to get through the animation. This is one of Pitt's greatest tilts out of shield and for trying to get a kill. It does 7 to 10 damage depending on if you hit the tipper and is insanely strong in the amount of knockback. This is not a multi-hit move, so it is not the best for covering rolls, but it allows Pitt to space unlike his other tilts. You will be using this move for its pivot tilting and for it being one of his fastest tilts. Don't spam this move or it'll stale out and won't kill the enemy because don't forget that it stales, but also don't forget that it has great kill potential. Just to mention, Pitt and Dark Pitt do the same damage, but Pitt has a little bit more knockback than Dark Pitt, and it's not really easy to see, but it is comparable. This is a pretty fast tilt compared to Pitt's other tilts. It does 6 damage, but doesn't have a tip like Pitt's side tilt. This move can be used to start combos at low percents and to space. His forward tilt has a bigger hitbox, so it's generally used more, especially since it has the tipper also, but you can try to trick up your opponents and start extra combos with this move. In my mind, this move is like a worse forward tilt, but with a bit more combos. Best move that Pitt has hands down. It has almost no startup animation, can be used to combo, can be used to read rules, kill early, and can be used for pivot tilting and smashing. It does 5, then 10 uncharged, and 7, then 14 charged, which in total is pretty good considering the type of character that Pitt is. Don't overuse this move because it still has a bit of ending lag like any other Smash though. If you pick Pitt, you will probably end up using this move quite a lot. The reason for this is that this is his only move that can attack both ways, in front and in back of him. It's relatively quick and does okay damage for what it is, 12% uncharged and 16% charged. Also has pretty good knockback. You'll end up using this move mostly as an out of shield option. The problem about this is that the enemy has to come to you when you're playing Pitt, you can't really go to them with this move, and it's more of a defensive smash than offensive. If you get into a really bad defensive situation, just try throwing out one of these bad boys. This is an okay smash. It can be comboed from his down throw at very early percentages and can also be useful in other combos. Another use would be that you are able to hit air dodgers with this move without the slightest trouble. It does 3 to 8 damage uncharged and 4 to 1 damage, 18 damage in total, charged, which is pretty good for the startup animation. It has a lot of lag at the end of the smash though, which can get you into very sticky situations. Very useful in certain situations, especially ones with platforms above you, but other than that, it's not always the best. Pitt's first throw is not a bad one, but it's not a great one either. It doesn't really ever kill, but it does combo into up air or into shooting your arrow upwards. It puts the enemy right above Pitt, which usually puts the enemy in a pretty bad position and can put you in a okay position. I generally go for down throw or back throw instead of this move because it does more damage and it gets in more combos, but you can use this move just in case you want a bit of a mix-up. This is definitely Pitt's best throw. It cannot kill, but it can combo into almost any of his moves. You can go down throw into basically any aerial move very easily. I personally like to down throw into Nair or Fair most often. Using a move like this is like playing Diddy Kong, as in, it's really easy to do it. He isn't as reliant on this move as someone like Diddy Kong for a throw, but it's still his easiest way to get combos since his other combo starters are not as reliable as this one. If you don't know what throw to go with in any situation, then I would just recommend trying out this one because it will do the job most often. This is mostly used as a mix-up throw. It can be an amazing combo starter at low percentages, but only low percentages. At high percentages, you throw the enemy too far, which can be good for getting kills, but also makes it impossible to be able to get combos on them. If you do happen to throw them backwards at high percentage, you can usually get a single bow shot. Most of the time when you could use this move, I would recommend going for down throw, but this is a good startup move for combos, and can also be used just in case the enemy learns how to tech your down throw combos. Once again, Pit has another combo throw. You'll see this a lot from Pit. It doesn't lead into as many good combos as his down throw, but still isn't way too bad. You can use this to edge guard people by throwing them off the edge and then going for a down air, so that's a bit of a plus. This move could be used as a mix-up comparatively to his down throw, but personally I just like to go with my down or back throw more if I want to mix up. Pit Snare is probably the move you will be using the most. When you press Snare, Pit swings his bow quickly all around him. This move goes out super quickly and allows a lot of follow-ups, like forward air. It does 1 to 8 damage, possibly 2 to 8, but mainly 1 to 8, depending on how long you hit the move. Because it is a multi-hit, so you don't really have to hit it. You just have to walk close to the enemy, short hop, and then spam that A button. The last hit of the move will shove the enemy a bit away, so then they can't really punish you for using this move, which is really nice. I generally use this move for all of my combos, and just a good get off me move. Definitely one of his best aerial moves. This is Pit's main spacing tool in the air that he has in his arsenal. He has a quick aerial that does 2, 1, and 4 damage accordingly per hit, and to boot, it's not very hard to land. The hitbox is pretty large for Pit, but still not huge. It puts the hitbox mostly above where small characters will be, so it's kinda hard to hit people like Jigglypuff and other ones like that. But against bigger and middle-sized characters, it's not insanely hard to hit. In addition, it can also be used to edgeguard pretty well because it has the multi-hit and has a lot of knockback at the end, which can get you a lot of free kills off. This move is really good for spacing, as I said, but it can get you caught out if you do not space exactly correct because it has a bit of ending lag and it's multi-hit, which you can get punished from. Overall, this will be one of your most spam moves, to be honest. A quick downward slash made by yours truly, Pit. This move cannot combo into anything else because of its ending lag, but it does a decent 10% damage and can spike people off the cliff. This move spikes at the very start of the animation and goes throughout a pretty large hitbox of the bow. This is your least used move because it is only useful for spiking, but it is very useful for what it does, and it's a nice skill to have in his arsenal. To use this move, all one must do is jump and press up A. Doing this will perform a triple hit that does 10 damage in total and has a bit of knockback at the end. This move is primarily used for reading air dodges and creating strings off his down throw or nair. You can fast fall while using this move to create combos into tilts or smashes also. This is a really good move, but cannot be spammed because it is only useful if the enemy is above you. Pretty situational, but leads into great combos and strings. In most matches, you won't be using this move unless you want some spacing behind you, or unless you want a very crisp tipper kill off the stage. It does 8% or 12% if sweet spotted damage. This move doesn't combo into anything, but can be used as a get off me move. I don't use this move that much, but it's just so crisp when you hit the move. It's like a potato chip. This is one of Pit's most spammable moves. You can hit almost all the way across the stage if it's Omega, and it can be controlled to go upwards or downwards, left or right. Being able to do this can make so you can get some free damage, 3 or 8% if you're charging it, while coming down from the air, and can just let you sneak some hits from behind. This move may be charged, as I said, to do a little bit more damage and be a bit faster. You can hold this move for a while to try to trick your opponent's shielding habits. Dark Pit's arrows, on the other hand, cannot be controlled very much. They only do 2% more, and in general, Pits are just a bit better than Dark Pits. The move does 11%. It can be used to get desperate kills at 140% plus, and Pit cannot be hit out of this move after the initial startup. Sometimes a Pit may think of spamming his side special, but let me tell you, that would be a fool Pit indeed. The upper dash arm can be punished by a grab and by spacing. You really must pay attention to the enemy when you're trying to get a read with this move to be able to get a free hit. Finally, you can use this offstage to deflect projectiles if you hit them at the right timing. This allows you for a safe recovery with super armor provided, so it lets you get back to the stage free of charge. Indefinitely one of the most potent recoveries in the game. It shoots Pit very far up into the air very fast. This move is extremely hard to punish and allows Pit to easily get back to the stage very quickly. The first few frames of this move, Pit just has to stand there, so that's just the main counter pick against this move. Also, you cannot use this move while standing next to the ledge because you will not snap to the ledge, you will simply fly over it. If you do not hit the wall, you'll be sent into a freefall form and get punished hardcore. Very nice recovery and helps Pit to stay up in the ranking of the characters. As for this move, one will primarily use to ignore people's attacks or to send back projectiles at the fiends that sent them at you. It multiplies the damage by a bit and adds a tiny bit of knockback to boot. This move can be broken by something like a villager tree, but it doesn't take way too long for this move to come back. You can use this move to block standard attacks like dash attack, but it can be counterplayed by grabs. This move's ending lag is very long and hurts Pit a ton in this way. He can be grabbed and then can be comboed by there, and since so many people have good grab combos, it can really hurt that way. Finally, you may be able to push off an enemy with a crappy recovery, like Dr. Mario or Little Mac, but other than that, it won't be very useful off of the screen. You can use this move by simply walking in a direction, and then quickly pressing the opposite direction and going for grab or the attack button. It will perform an attack behind you, and you can easily trick people up. This is great as Pit because of his long range moves, his forward tilt and smash, and using pivot tilts will allow you to use comboed moves and lead into some great spacing / free damage. Everyone can use this move, but it is very useful as Pit to edgeguard the enemy and get a lot of kills off stage. To do this, you just need to jump and ledge trump an enemy, and then immediately jump while holding down and press back air. You will get the tib most of the time, and will do a lot of damage and knockback. Vexing works on every character like the previous one, but is just amazing on a character like Pit because of the kill potential. To do this technique, all you will need to do is press the B button, and then proceed to have a complete spasm on your controller. By that, I mean to press right and left really fast. This will make Pit turn super fast with his bow. The use of this move is to allow Pit to keep his arrow for a much longer time, and allow for mind games. This is really a mind game move unlike the previous two, but can be really useful in a game. Remember guys, mind over body. All you have to do to complete this maneuver is to get a down throw, then proceed to do a short hop fair. While you're doing this, you must hold down to fast fall. After you've done all of that, you should be able to re-grab the opponent and allowed to use the combo 2 to 3 times in a row, making it an amazing damage dealer early game. This is another combo that combos into itself like the previous. All you have to do is get another down throw, proceed to up air as fast as you can while fast falling. If done right, you should be able to get another grab and rinse and repeat. This works at 40% plus for most characters, but can work early at sometimes. A very nice combo. This move is simple enough. All you must do is nair from either above, in front, or just anywhere in position to the enemy. After you hit the nair, immediately go for a grab. You should be able to get this, and then do a more damaging combo later on. Another simple combo like most of Pit's. You use this by down throwing and then pressing up tilt. This does decent damage and knockback, and can hit the enemy into a very bad position. Pretty useful if you want to get the enemy above you. A really funny combo to pull off on people that have no idea what DI is. So what you do, you grab and then you pummel. After they get out of the pummel, you just proceed to press the jab attack. If you do this alright, they should take quite a bit of damage, and then you should hit them away, and it'll be just a normal fight. This is mostly useful for like once or twice a game, and only against people that don't know about DI or anything like that. But if they don't know about DI, very nice move. Pit's arrows are able to be guided a lot more than Pit's. They do the same damage uncharged, but when they're charged, Dark Pit's do 2% more. Pit's forward tilt has a tiny bit more knockback and damage than Dark Pit's, but not really noticeable. Dark Pit's electroshock attack hits the opponent into a much better position than Pit's and kills earlier, so it's a bit more effective that way, but it's not really that useful. Overall, I believe Pit to be just a tiny bit better than Dark Pit, and the differences aren't really that different, so it just depends on preference. Thank you all for listening to my guide. I hope it fulfilled all the expectations that you got from the last one. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, and if you thought the information was important, make sure to tell it to all the Pit mains that you know, or post it on a forum. Thank you for all the support and being so kind on the previous video also. Tell me anything that you want me to improve in this video, and I'll try to get to that in the next video. The next video will be the most voted character, unlike this one, and the last guide. The character will be chosen from the last guide and this guide added up, so make sure that you tell your friends about this guide, tell them to vote for someone, so then you cheat and pretty much get your guy anyway. Remember guys, thug life. Once again, thank you all for watching, and see you guys next time. And just in case I see you in the game, please, no Johns.